This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe.
All right. See, that's the way to start the morning. You hear Arwen laughing.
Had to throw that in there. Haven't heard it in a while.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone in chat. Yes, I am not Loki. They are still having power issues. He's hanging in there. Family's hanging in there. They've got things that they're working on. But hopefully they get back soon, because I am no professional at this. Although yesterday went pretty good.
Yeah.
I loved that yesterday. I'm sorry I couldn't watch it live. I had other things going on, but man, that was a good stream.
No, I do have to say, this was really, and it was a big deal to me. And I know I said it before, but how many times can you contact somebody at the last minute to have somebody do something that's not you for somebody else? And both of them said, yeah, okay, sure, we'll help you out. And I was just blown away at how generous those guys are. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, but yeah, it was awesome.
Maybe. No, it was great. It really was.
But no, good morning to you both. We'll try and struggle through this. I know Loki's without power. Arwen is technically limited because her book shape thing isn't working.
My book died, y'all. I'm on my phone. Yeah. Y'all said it was my modem. My modem. My modem.
Yeah,
But,
the modem looks like the book.
yeah,
The air
y'all, it's
freshener
fine.
is the router.
Yeah, I'm in here and I'm telling them, well, my book is dead, but my air freshener's okay. They're like, what? I don't know names. I just know shapes. Yeah,
Thank
I'm
you,
all
Arlena.
The lights aren't blinking.
Oh God. Well, I'm having to take the little cord thingy, the charger for your phone. I'm having to plug it in and unplug it every few minutes because the computer doesn't want to charge my phone, and I can't find the thing that plugs it to the wall. So y'all, it's just mayhem around here. It's just this week. It's all it is.
Dogs sleeping with cats.
It's just like. So if I die and just disappear, it's because my phone said, nope, not this morning, woman. We're not this morning. So I'm trying.
Well, we'll do our best anyway.
Yeah.
And before you die, or your phone dies, sorry, not trying to cause any more issues in the world than we already have.
Words matter, Adega. Words matter.
Yeah, tell that to Biden. My vice president woman. Man Squatch was at it again, and I could not believe that he included me. It was kind of fun. Now, I found out, I thought it was me just being terrible at StreamYards, but since I don't have a subscription and I haven't downloaded anything, there's a lot of tools that I do not have on my end. So we're just going to do this, the Hillbilly Redneck, what do we call it? Breaking out the duct tape and bob wire to get this to go. So I'm going to share my screen. Let's see. Takes a minute. And here we go. We have a slideshow of it.
Yay!
Can you guys see this? Can you hear me? Yeah, that's Arwen there. She has, I love this one. This one's my favorite. And the different crests. Which one sparkled, Bob?
I think it's that middle one of her. One where she's facing head on.
Yeah, I don't catch that in the eyes. Maybe it's just something
Bring it up, it flashes. Or at least it did. Her eyes flash. At least it did in X or Twitter or whatever.
Those are all so good. Man Squatch just nailed it. He nails it every week, but especially this week. They are so good.
And then here is a medieval looking one. That hand on the shield looks really spooky.
Ooh. Yes. Oh my God.
This is the one we have as a background today. I like this one a lot.
Yeah. Oh, can't wait to see these
that first background they had with Arwen's hair. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah. That definitely looks almost, just at the end of medieval times when they started changing their art. It's very cool. I don't know how he does it.
Beautiful. I don't either. They're so good. They really are. I look forward to them every Friday.
And here's Arwen anorexia. And I look like, I've had this chainmail on too long. I got to go to the bathroom. I'm going to pull Biden right here.
They're so good.
And here's Dave Bob's crest. This one's pretty cool. Hey, wait, there should be more Dave Bobs. Maybe they just loaded different. Okay, this is now the hand. Some of you know that is not my hand that I use. It's I call her my adopted daughter. She worked for me for a while. It was an X-ray, and I elongated it. So,
Digga, can you make them bigger?
No, I can't. I'm not that smart.
Okay.
And you're on a phone, so it's only going to be so embiggened.
Well, a little embiggened is better than no embiggened, but I get it.
All right, here we go through Dave Bob again. I think we saw this one. This one's my favorite. I love this one with the red-winged Dave Bob.
Oh, yes.
Like a red-winged blackbird.
Yeah. And this one's pretty cool, too. It's kind of got that gilding to it. But those are
They're-
it.
Yeah, those are amazing. I love them every week. I just love them. He's good at that, man, Squatch.
Shellback. Yeah, I bet you said that before.
Oh, shut up, Shellback. No one asked you. For God's sake, it's not 10 in the morning. I'm having to squint to see this shit anyway. Give me a break.
I need bigger sausage. Make it bigger.
Y'all
I
ain't
can
right.
see her right now, she's got those goggles on that makes her eyes look like, they're enormous, just staring at the
Objects and glasses are bigger than they appear. Keep the glasses on, lady.
Shut up, Adega. Oh my God.
Tron is here. Good morning, Tron.
Tron. Hey,
Haven't
Tron.
seen you in a while, buddy.
Good to see you, bud.
Oh my God, we're putting band-aids all over this morning, aren't we?
You were talking about the pictures? Yeah, sure you were. Mm-hmm.
So, gentlemen, how are you? How's it going?
Much better now that I had a good laugh at your expense.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Making things bigger and having book problems.
I'm
She's,
telling you. It's
She's so
always something
easy.
Shay Avalon.
she's so easy.
I just feel so weird. It's like I'm on my phone. I'm not on my headphones, not on the computer. It just feels weird. So anyway, we'll make it. We'll do it. Shit.
Yeah, that's all right. You're not the first one, and some phones are pretty good at it. So
Well, mine would be if I didn't have to keep, pulling this thing out, putting it back in every damn few minutes. But whatever. We have cord, we'll travel. We do what we have to do, right? We're
That
Americans,
didn't
damn
sound
it.
right.
Mark, you know what to clip.
He pulled it out, put it back in.
It's my cord. There's not enough coffee for this, let me tell you.
There's another one. Arwen, you wake up on the funny side of life.
Oh, Lord. Oh, it wasn't funny this morning. I was like, damn it. And I'm shooing cats out of the way because, of course, you move, if you move a coffee table a half of an inch, every one of them has to come and investigate. And I'm trying to mess with the plug. What the hell's going on
Mark,
here?
are you out there? Are you out there? We need to get that, putting it in and pulling it
Oh,
out.
he's out there somewhere. Yeah, he was here earlier this morning. I don't know what he's up to now. Probably no good somewhere.
Anyway.
Oh, we're being harassed on X. That's what he's doing. He's making sure we get spread far and wide into the community. Sorry, that was another bad joke.
No.
Arwen
Hey,
has first
Chad.
generation iPhone. Are we surprised it doesn't work?
Well, hey, this sad little iPhone is keeping us connected. It's the only thing. It's my only connection to the outer world, y'all. Is this
It really
little
is a
sad-
first gen?
Well, I mean, it's the one I ever had. So I guess I've had this phone for a while.
It's one of them things that you gotta, hook it up to a steam-powered generator to make it work.
Right,
For God's
right.
sakes,
Or have the
Bob, it's
cats
not
on the
a brick.
treadmill. Boop, 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 boop. Powered up,
It's-
kitties.
It's an actual flat iPhone. It's not like one of those big prehistoric things. But I don't even know. I don't even remember what damn model it is. I don't know. I don't know names. I just know if shit works or not.
Yeah, she just knows her book's not working, but her.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like my brain's not working, but whatever. What else is new?
Join the club. After you get past about a certain age, your brain starts deteriorating slowly.
Oh, joy. That's
You're
positive.
still sharp, Dave Bob.
Hey, look at the man running this country.
He ain't running this country. He's running his pants.
Yeah. Pooping his pants.
Exactly.
Him and Vice President Trump, she's wonderful.
Yeah,
We're all being
be
scammed.
Trumper.
We're all being scammed.
And,
I'm like,
Doesn't
you know,
matter right or left. Almost all of them are scamming us, making lots of money.
agreed.
We need to clean
Agreed.
house on every government. Just, come on, guys. Argentina did pretty good at that, or whoever that guy is down south. But we'll get there eventually.
I think that's why some politicians who like burst on the scene and then they kind of fade away. I wonder if the reason why some of them don't last is because some of them are actually honest people and they can't hang with all those snakes and roaches and liars.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Because I don't see how you could be in politics for any length of time and not feel a little bit of your soul slipping away with all
Not
the stuff
just
you have to do.
not just that, but you're going to be corrupted. You're going to be corrupted.
Yeah.
You have got to make deals. You have got to do this to get what you want done. You have to make deals that you do not agree with, but you have to do it to get what you need done. That's what politics is all about.
It's just nasty. I thought politics was supposed to help people, but I think it just helps themselves.
Oh, yeah. If you're not a millionaire by the time you get out of Congress, you ain't trying.
I mean, that's about the case. Excuse me.
Having a special needs son who's very similar condition, or at least physically, as Tron. When they get to be an adult and they have their own place, expenses are nuts. And if you can help them out, please do. Fortunately for my son, his parents have done okay. And Shellback. Not everyone has doctor money, Adega. Right. I'm running on a potato. I don't like phones. I was one of the last ones to get one. If you ever talk with Loki or anybody else that has my phone number and calls, they'll tell you it takes a day and a half sometimes for a text to go through. So R1 is doing good compared to what I do.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
I just got a new phone last year, and the one I had before was 10 years old.
That's ancient for technology.
I would still be using some of my other ones, but I go into we get a new phone program or a new service provider, and they look at it, and this happened twice, and they go, "What kind of SIM card is that? We haven't seen one of those forever. We can't run that on our service." I'm like, dang it, I gotta get a new phone. So yeah, I would still be running my BlackBerry if I could.
Oh,
Actually,
I never got one of those. Those are cute, though. Those were cute.
It's not a cute, it's function. They just worked really well. The best phone I had was one of the Windows phones. I never even had to touch the thing. It would do Cortana voice operation on everything. And so people were getting mad at me at the office saying, "You're texting the office and you're in the car on the way here." And I'd say, "All right." I set my phone on the counter and said, "Watch this." And I just start talking and it would respond and it would do everything for me. So I get caught up with all my patients are so pissed. And you shouldn't be texting the office. I'm not. I'm hands free all the time. And of course, phones aren't.
Cortana's texting.
Right. So, they're no longer in service. I had to give that one up. But gosh, I love that phone. But I have a potato now.
They came in pink, and I never got a pink one.
It's all about the pink.
It's all
well, what
about
if they
the
had
pink.
one that looked like a dragon?
She needs to get a phone cover with a pink dragon on it.
There you go.
I sure do. Damn straight. That'd be amazing.
That every time it rings, rainbows fly out of it.
Oh my God, Adega, stop giving me ideas. It sparkles, it glitter. We love it.
Instead of a ring, it just has a sound of a roaring fire.
I like that. Can y'all design my next phone?
No, sorry.
No.
But I am kind of hoping Elon's threatening to start up his own phone company. He's doing the same type of feelers out like he did before he bought Twitter.
Yep.
And if he
Really?
does, I probably will switch to that because I'm not a big fan of. Maybe I'd use this phone. I don't know. I run Spectrum now, and it's cheaper as dirt. Maybe that's part of the reason why my phone service doesn't work all the time. But we're out in the sticks too, so you never know.
Mhm.
But knowing that there's a company out there that probably isn't stealing data and selling it, I could go along with that.
So you don't think Elon Musk takes information and sells it or whatever they do with it?
I don't trust anybody. It's
Yeah, I
very,
know. I hear ya.
unless I know them personally, like the guys on yesterday on the show, I know them fairly well. I trust them. You two, I trust, except depends on how much wine Arwen has had, because then she's unreliable.
Well, you know the old
Wait,
saying-
what dragging my wine into this? Hey, go leave my wine alone. I haven't had it for a while, but I will be drinking it
box
for
is
Pub
hers.
Chats. Huh, Daybon?
I said that box is hers. Don't touch it.
Okay, I might get some box wine just for tomorrow, just because y'all razzing me. I said I was going to wait till I reached 1K. Well, hell, live in the moment. Why not?
Okay, here's
the old
I,
saying, trust but verify.
you have to thank the gentlemen that were on, not me, because it was all about them. But I do have a serious question because I have never had a drink of alcohol in my life, not once,
Okay.
ever. I think maybe one time I got a little bit in eggnog, and then cough syrup when I was sick as a kid. But other than that, no. So
Okay.
for you, what is not what you like the best, but the best wine that you've ever had?
The best wine that I've ever
Yeah,
had.
it may not have been a $300 bottle. It may have been a $50 bottle.
Yeah.
No, a
'cause come on
connoisseur
now.
such as yourself of the mid-grade stuff. What was the best one that you had?
Actually, it was a bottle that Mary gave me at when we met in the mountains right after New Year's. I don't remember the name. All I remember is that it was blueberry and that stuff was smooth. I had 2 glasses. It was delicious. I thought, oh, this is going to be the kind of wine where you don't have to worry about, getting sloppy drunk. It's just a nice, after the 3rd glass, I was like, woo! And did
I'm
not
not-
even expect
I'm
it.
not sloppy drunk. I'm just
Yeah, it was
drunk.
great. No hangover, nothing. And I don't remember the name of it. So if Mary or Mark are in the chat, they because I think Mark gave it to her and she gave it to me. But it was a blueberry wine and it was so good. And I don't know
There it is, blueberry Moscato.
Oh, it was delicious. And then y'all know I like my barefoot pink Moscato. I mean, I just do that. I keep going back to it because I like sweet wines. I like wines. I don't like to drink anything where all you can taste is the alcohol. Blech! The vodka, you can do that. No, I like a good fruity blend that actually tastes good. So I'd say the blueberry and then the barefoot pink Moscato. And it's cheap.
Stuff made in the bathtub.
Win-win. I'll drink closet wine if it's good. I don't care. I just like the flavor of it. As long as it's sweet and fruity, I'm good.
And get you hammered after 2 glasses.
So
I
she
mean,
does not
the
like it.
hammered, I don't really like to get hammered per se. I like to get just the happy buzz. But, with wine, you never know. But yeah, that's why I enjoy it.
Okay, Ironcaster says meat is good. Isn't that stuff made with honey?
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
I'd love to try some too. I've heard it's very good.
I've had good meat and I've had bad meat. Good meat is good. Bad meat is bad.
Ooh, I bet.
Am I still connected? Because there we go. Now the controls are working. For some reason, my mouse gave up on me. I thought I was.
Whenever I do, my mouse gives up on me. I check the battery.
I don't use batteries on those things for that reason.
My bird has
All right,
one,
Dave,
yeah.
Bob, you're up.
All right.
Yeah, which is your best drink you've had?
Well, I'm more for beers, IPAs,
That
stout,
doesn't matter.
like that. On a whiskey, I like a good whiskey. It's gotta be aged well, and it's gotta be smooth. And I absolutely love rye whiskey. The sharp bite, the taste is something I really like. And I try not to go overboard, but every now and then, after you get about two of them, you kind of say, maybe just one more.
Yeah. Agreed.
Now, you brought up whiskey because we didn't talk about it yesterday, but something that there he is. Something that we did, or Joe used to do on his set was during. This is Joe Malazzi again. They had a whiskey hour, kind of like a lunch break, and they would try all kinds of different whiskeys. So he was a whiskey connoisseur. But it came to, I guess, their general consensus when it came to whiskey was its author tears is what they said was the best. And I guess there's one from Japan and one from Ireland that was really good. But they generally settled on one called Author's Tears. And I have no idea how expensive it is. But they said that was the good stuff.
Yeah, they have some very, very good whiskeys from Japan. And of course, any of the premium Scotch whiskeys are, pretty much there.
Oh, I've had some fruitcake with that rum flavoring, and I'd go Jack Sparrow on it. Rum whiskey.
My dad makes some rum balls for Christmas, and that's what those do for me. They're so good, but my God, you open that tin and that hit of rum just washes over you. It's like, damn, Daddy, did you use a whole bottle? Yep. Good
Yep,
stuff.
they usually, most of it cooks out. Most of it,
Better than edibles.
Oh my God, he uses that I think it's Captain Morgan spiced rum. Oh, that stuff is so good. Really good.
Well, PJ thinks it was writer's tears, not author's tears. I know it was one of those two that they all said was really good stuff. But nope, never had it. Don't think I ever will.
Honestly, you dig it. You're not really missing anything. I mean, you're really not. Alcohol is one of those things that you can either take or leave. Like if I didn't have anything that really tasted good to me, I wouldn't even bother with it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there is a true thing about genetics because you guys know, I've said it several times, I'm half Indian, half Irish, and I don't dare start on anything that would be even remotely addictive. You see Mark, the Infinitely Tired, will joke about the Red Bull, but I do have an issue with it. It started off early when my cancer diagnosis, and I don't know why. I'm just a very fortunate guy to be going so long. But for some reason, when I started drinking this stuff, the symptoms, the pain, and everything would start to subside. And after a while, it's like, you know what? I'm flat out addicted to this dang stuff. If I don't have it, my head starts screaming at me. Part of it's the caffeine because it's the just massive caffeine.
Caffeine definitely has something to do with it.
Yeah. But there's some other aminos or different things that are in it, but it works. But I really hate the fact that I'm addicted to something. And that's part of, why I don't touch alcohol, never touch any tobacco or any of that type of stuff. I have to be careful of foods, if there's sugar, I'm like most people, you crave the sugar, but when I crave something, it is nuts. I remember one time I visited the reservation and, you hear these stories and there's a lot of people say, oh, they're not true. But when I was there, I saw grass in the middle of the city that was a small field. It was like an old building lot that had got overrun. So the grass was probably about 2.5 feet high. And every once in a while it would move. So I decided to go investigate. And there was guys all over the place, noonday, passed out in the middle of the grass. And I'm just thinking, man, that addiction stuff,
Oh,
they
wow.
were doing everything from meth to alcohol to different stuff. They're just plastered and gone. And, and this particular reservation, half of them were living a very depressive life because they didn't have any ambition or they didn't have any way of getting out of what they had. So they drank themselves into oblivion. And no, I can't even begin to even think about getting anything like that in my system.
That's good, though. That's good that you're self-aware enough to know, nope, not even going to go down that road.
I've told this story before, but I have never taken any drugs in my life. I mean, other than alcohol, which is technically, I guess, a drug. But when I was a kid, I was watching Dragnet, and they had a show, and one of the guys that was addicted to some hard drug, they finished up, by saying he has the inside. This was like a 20-something-year-old guy. And he said his insides are like that of a 65-year-old man, because of that. And it horrified me so much as a kid that I have never touched a hard drug in my life.
I had a friend, marijuana was big when we were kids, and it was one that started becoming really strong. And I went from grade school to junior high. So this is, changing from 11 to 12-year-old. And I have a really good friend, but I didn't see him during the summer. And I saw him when we got back. He was a smart guy. And he was completely different. He wasn't as smart. He wasn't focused or anything. And the intelligence thing really bothered me the most, and found out he told me, he said he started doing marijuana. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world, and it wiped him out. And there's people that say it doesn't affect you, maybe some people it doesn't, but this was a 11-year-old kid, and it took him down, and he never made anything of himself, where he had such a bright future. But sorry, Papa, I've seen weed do some bad stuff. Everyone says it doesn't, but I have seen thousands of people come in and out of my office. Some people, they're just fine with it, and there are other people where life is just altered completely for the wrong.
For which?
Papa, Papa and I usually agree on things, but this one I'm going to have to give him a hard time.
What were they taking?
Marijuana, just marijuana.
The Mary Jane,
Really?
Yep. It wasn't soaked in anything else. Yeah, well, it's for some people it definitely is a gateway, and other people, they can handle it. But there are a significant portion of the people where you put those alterations into the brain, and it is a permanent damage. And so even as a kid, that stuff just, it didn't make sense to me. Why would you throw your life away for a few minutes of now people use it for painkillers and all kinds of other things. But back then it was strictly recreational, but their recreation cost them a lot.
God, I'm sitting here going through all my past going, oh my God, let me think about this.
Once upon a time, Arwen could have been a nuclear scientist or a brain surgeon.
Look, when I was in college, yes, it was recreational, but we used to take Coke bottles and saw off the bottom and get a big bucket of water. And we'd put make a little makeshift bong out of this bottle of this desiccated bottle of Coke. And you would, I don't remember, it's been so long, but you would light it and push it down, and all the smoke would fill up in the whole damn bottle, and that would be your hit. 3 of those things, and you were like to the moon. And now I'm sitting here thinking maybe those extra nights weren't such a good idea. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I don't know. Who knows? But that's it. That's the only thing I did one time a quarter of a little half of a hit of acid. And let me tell you, that shit would not let me sleep. I hated it. It was one of the worst experiences of my life. And I could never do cocaine because that's some of the most undignified shit I've ever seen. Snorting it up your nose with a dollar bill. Come on now, I see you. I can't. I can't. And anything over that, I'm like, "Ugh." So, you know, that's it for me. Some wine and my completely legal Delta 8 liquid diamonds gummies, the Thank You Farm Act of 2018 or 19 that's sold all over America. But other than that, I'm good. I'm just high on
Did
life.
you do a sorority thing in college?
Yeah, I was in a sorority.
Which one?
But that's not where I partied.
Oh.
I was a theater major, man. I was hanging out with the theater nerds. I wasn't partying at the sorority. They were a little uppity, but they were good. They were good girls. But yeah.
I had joined one of the sororities, Delta Pi. It was named after one of the founders of the chiropractic. And those guys did everything in their power to break me. Because, that's, when they do the initiation, they do hazing, whether they say they don't or not,
They do,
and,
yeah.
Sleep deprivation, all kinds of crap thrown on you, made you do all kinds of terrible things. And I just walked right through it. And they were so pissed at me. When the end came, they says, "We don't know how you didn't break." And it's because you guys are a bunch of jerks and I don't care. Because
I'm a friggin' outlaw, motherfuckers.
Yeah, no, that was pretty much, they said, "We've never seen anyone take it like you did." And I said, "Well, you also don't have a retired Navy greatest generation that made you work every day of your life. And if you ever approached putting your hands in your pocket, your duties for the day just got doubled." So I was like, "Yeah, you guys could throw whatever you want at me." My dad toughened me up.
Good work ethic.
Yeah.
Well, that was his thing. And I'm sure you had the same thing or similar, Dave, Bob. Back in the day, is if you weren't doing something, you weren't being trained for your future. My dad, it was Saturdays. There would be, he'd bring home these 12 by 12s, and they'd probably be about 8 feet long, pipes, wrought iron, everything from the shop. He was a tractor mechanic. And we go out and he says, "Yeah, I have it piled up on the side of the house. I need it behind the garage." It's okay. So me and my brothers, we'd get up and we'd start moving this stuff. I'm 8 years old lifting this big stuff. And, I was getting mad at my dad. "Why are we moving this?" And then the next week my dad said, "It was better off at the other place. Why don't you guys go out there and move it back to the other?" And we just moved this stuff. And we didn't realize my dad was keeping us out of trouble and we were developing strength. So he was smart.
Yeah.
We didn't realize it at the time.
That is smart.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I started mowing grass, other people's yard for, I think it was, I'm trying to remember, it was like $1.50 for the front and and if I did the front and the back, it was $2.50. You got a 50 cents off for doing both of them. And, that's the way I made money when I was a kid. That and walking down the daggum road picking up Coke bottles. And when I got older, little like 11 or 12, they had me out in a hayfield, blowing daggum hay bales up in the stuff. At 12 years old, that's pretty strenuous.
Oh, and shellback. My dad was a shellback too. I want to get back to this in a minute, and then I'll talk about shellback. This one's for the other half. Why don't you read that, R1?
I don't.
Oh, wait, maybe you can't. You're on your phone. Let me try it. Because this explains a lot with her. My parents said that they'd kill me if they found out that I did drugs. I believe them. Found out at 26 years old that my mom had smoked since she was 15 and my dad had done every drug under the sun. So Arlena was conceived in a drunken stone stupor.
Probably.
I'm kidding.
Probably.
Just be glad you don't have the big divergent eyes like half of the Hollywood actresses now from the fetal alcohol syndrome.
Oh my
Don't
God.
let me tease you too much. She's going to hate me.
I'm dead. Yeah, she's told
And
me
then-
some stories. She's told me some stories.
Now, shellback, that means you cross the equator in a ship. And I don't know what you went through. I know that nowadays they become soft and a lot of the initiation has been taken out, which I think is horrible. You're going to be in the military. You got to be tough. And my dad, when he told me when he crossed the equator, I can't remember what they were making potato moonshine in the bathtub. So they take the potato peelings and raisins. They got him sick off of that. Stuffed them in one of the coffins for sailors or Navy or Marines or whoever got killed, full of rotten fish, and they kept them in there for 24 hours. And then when they were done with that, they pulled him out. And the cook was a larger guy. For them, I don't know what larger meant, but he said he was fat. They lathered up his belly button with mustard and made him shove his face into that. So his procedure was pretty disgusting.
God.
Yeah. But that's what they did.
Wow. You said in the Navy that's what they did?
In order to be a shellback, you have to be on a Navy ship and cross the equator, whether you're going north or south. But you have to have been able to be on both hemispheres. And yeah, that's what they do.
I think that's only a one-time deal.
Right. And then you get to contribute to the humiliation of the next generation that comes up. But like I said, I think they've gotten too soft, and some whiny baby said, "No, you shouldn't do that to us." And I said, "Well, you shouldn't be in the Navy," but that's just how it is.
My
It used to be
grandfather
tough.
was a Navy man, but he died when I was like 10. So I've never heard any stories. I don't, because, and my dad didn't go into the Navy. He started working when he was 6 years old and he's worked all of his adult life. He was retired now. But yeah, he chose not to go in the military. So I would love to hear some of the things that my grandfather did, but like I said, I was very young when he passed. So.
No, I was very fortunate. I had much older parents, like I said before, and the stories that they had for being the greatest gen, the things they taught me, I'm very, very fortunate. Which now I have good kids because I said, you know what, my parents did this to me, can do it to you. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
Why are we doing all this stuff in the yard? Because it's good for you. And I said so.
I said so. Oh my God, before I became a parent, I was like, I am never going to say that. I am never going to say that. Well, the third time when they tap danced on that last nerve, finally, why do I have to do this? Because I said so. And I said it with glee. Because I'm the parent, you're not. End of story.
Do what I say. I don't
Oh, yeah.
care.
I've pulled
Just
that
do
card a
it.
couple of times. Hell yeah. I ain't proud, but I did it.
But Dad,
Now, see, Andy's one of those guys, he's tough as nails. He had some good parenting. One way or another, he had some good parenting. All right, let's see. Oh, wait, no, that's not the one. This makes me nervous. The only stories Arwen has heard was her husband's army and my Marine story. Okay, so okay. I'm sure there's Marine stories that you haven't shared with anyone, knowing you Marines.
they're the one going to Mexico, Tijuana.
Oh, God.
She's proud of going to a donkey show.
I didn't even know what the hell that was till I met Arlena. Never heard of such a thing. Oh, I've been educated. I've been educated by my time online. Trust me. God. And Arlena's such a badass. She's like, donkey show. I'm like, Arlena. God, the things that exist, right?
We pollywog had to do some nasty stuff. But then the next time around when I was shellback, we couldn't do that. Yeah, you got ripped off. You know, the hazing is supposed to continue on. You get humiliated, the next generation's supposed to get it worse. Oh, hey,
Well,
look.
yeah. I mean, next generation's boundaries are always pushed. Why not that? I mean,
This is, it must be on your phone. Sold out 5 years in a row now. Broadway play My House, My Rules. My House, My Rules, because I said so. Because I said so. This room is a pigsty. If Johnny jumped off a bridge, would you? Oh, my friend, yeah, probably. I'm going.
things we claim we'd never say, and then you become a parent, and then it's all that goes out the window. All the books you've read, all the things you said you'd never do.
Look at this. Somebody has missed. Yeah, I hope you're doing well, Loki. Get back here as soon as
power back soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you had a wrench, you can go turn it on quicker than those monkeys that are out there working now.
Probably.
No, you know, for a category 1, it sure did a heck of a lot of messy stuff. It makes me wonder why.
Well, a lot of times, I'm going to tell you what, they get complacent and they stop their cutting, you know, trimming the trees and stuff, and it comes back and bites them in the ass.
Yeah, you know, I also wonder too, because there's a lot of people that are no longer going into trades, you know, the electricians and those type of things. I wonder if they just don't have the skilled labor anymore, you know.
I think that may be a huge part of it. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I do know one thing. Whenever they have a big outage like that, they bring in people from all over the country. I mean, all the different utilities, you know.
Yeah, and used to have the Army Corps of Engineers, the White Castle. I think it's the White Castles. They would be there on the spot to help out the locals, but I don't know if we even have that anymore. But anyway,
I don't know. Sorry, I'm doing my best to keep my phone from dying.
you're stretched to the cable.
I'm on 6%. So that tells
Oh,
you.
geez. Well, you almost made it the whole hour. We're getting close. We got a few
I
minutes
did.
left.
I'm going to hang on as long as I can.
Did they give you a time frame when they're going to come out and give you a new one, or are they mailing you one and going to give you
They're mailing
over
it.
the phone instructions? This is how you put it together.
Yep.
But-
Apparently, they're going to mail it out. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. And then I got to download the app and I got to click activation portal to activate it. It's going to be a fun day tomorrow. But it damn well better be up because Chester's got his pub chats for his birthday on Stevens. And I don't want to miss it tomorrow night. Damn it. So,
Is it on whose channel is it gonna? It's on Stevens.
It's on Stevens Rumble. Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna have
Tomorrow
to be there for a
night.
birthday party.
For Chester's birthday.
It's his birthday. It's his birthday.
So I need to get this stuff taken care of.
You know, and Arlene is right. Instead of going to college and wasting hundreds of thousands of dollars trying to get an education that isn't going to pay, you do an apprenticeship with welding, with electrician, with construction, and you're going to make good money because nobody else is out there doing it.
Yep.
You know, and the skilled ones make a ton of money.
Yeah. Like
They
that-
really do.
It's like that South Park episode where all the tradesmen were running.
Right.
the world.
Right, exactly. So
Well,
yeah, if you have kids right now, slap them upside the head and say, no, don't waste your time on doing that. Once you start working as an apprentice, you're going to be making money right away, and you're going to learn a trade that is going to be able to feed you and your family for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Mike Rowe, he's a big advocate of, you know, trades and learning, you know, just be an electrician, be a plumber, be a carpenter, you know, those jobs, they don't go away.
Right.
Air conditioning technician. You know,
Yeah. Oh
those
God.
people
Yeah.
in the South, we gotta have a little bit of relief.
Yep.
Well, any of you who've had some of that work done to your house and know how much you've had to shell out for them being there for 2 hours, like an AC unit, it'll probably take them 5-6 hours if it's a big one to install in your home. And they make a mint off of that. Granted, the unit itself
they do.
costs a ton of money, but gosh, that is a good business. Far better than sitting there listening to lectures of people who have no idea between their butt and a hole in the ground, trying to give you political information that has no relation to whatever degree that you think you're going to earn money on. You graduate with a big certificate. It has nice, pretty letters on it. You have a bank account that's going to be empty for the next 30 years trying to pay this stuff back. Or even if you get the illegal free money from Biden that you're going to have to pay off from higher taxes and higher food prices and everything else. Even if you don't have that, where are you going to make money to live? No one's going to pay you. You hear of all these stories of people going to Starbucks or what have you, or some people at UPS and FedEx are making far better than they ever would have in their chosen profession that they spent all that time and effort. And now they're 4 years, 6 years behind everyone else trying to get through college, wasting their lives when they could have done something that would actually be meaningful to them and to the community by learning how to lay carpet, learning how to frame a house. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, and it's not just man things. There's a lot of things that aren't physical labor. Sorry, I said man things, but usually you think of those trades as being a man-oriented. Because I don't see too many women lifting massive amounts of roofing tiles up on top of the roof. There have been a few, because ones that we had a big ice storm here a couple of years ago, and it damaged everything. The hail ruined roofs, ruined cars, everything. And then we had a crew that came by, and they had 2 women on there, but they were the gophers. It was an invaluable job, don't get me wrong, but they had heavy magnets and they were going around picking up all the metal that had fallen. They were doing inventories. They had a different job, and it was just as valuable as everything else. And they got it done really fast because they were efficient and clean and couldn't complain about it at all. But yeah, and you can start off doing that at the age 16, making good money instead of wasting the next 15 years of your life trying to figure out, what? Cocaine bad.
Right.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's so many things you can get into, and sometimes, I know a young guy. Well, I say he's young. He's my oldest son's age, and early 40s. But he started out with my son. They went to college together and all that, and he ended up working at the railroad, and he's making a killing.
Yeah, there's not enough good railroad people. There's not enough good electricians. It just things that we really should be training our kids. And I've
Agreed.
I have to admit, my dad and mom taught me a lot of things. It's just the way they grew up. The next generation, you have to train your kids to do this. So they taught a lot of things. My dad barely introduced me into doing electrical work. And I figured, how hard could it be? And this is true. Whenever I'm doing electrical work, my family have their phones out because inevitably I get electrocuted. I've been hit by 220 2 or 3 times. I've been hit by 110 more times than I can count. Maybe I'm living on static electricity because I had
his eyes glow in the dark.
Yeah, I know. I was installing a new light fixture down in our basement. We have we call it a furnace room. It's basically the small room that's unfinished has the furnace and water heater and a few things, And the previous owners, all they had was just a small little light bulb in there, and I wanted to put in a big light fixture that would actually illuminate the room.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm up there and I go, oh yeah, red wire, don't need that. Just put it over there. And then I put my elbow against the ductwork for the AC unit and threw me off the ladder. I'm going, what the heck?
Oh
No,
God.
I didn't touch anything, but I had grounded myself and it just
It don't care. It'll go through metal like
right. So I had to figure out, oh, I know what the red wire's for. I had to go do some homework. And then I said, this time I'm shutting the power off to the entire house. And then I got it done without being electrocuted more than twice. Well, yeah, I did. I think I got nailed twice that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm dead serious. I get electrocuted all the time. I've burnt tools. I was working on a 220 hookup for a dryer, and my son was sitting there. He was laughing. I'm watching, and I stuck the screwdriver down to unhook one of the wires, and it melted the dang screwdriver. I'm just going, oh, fudge.
Oh my God.
I've been hit a couple of times. My dad was he was a lineman for the telephone company, and he knew a pretty good bit about electricity, you know, and he taught me quite a bit of stuff. But even with all, you know, his help and, you know, doing stuff on my own, I've gotten zapped a few times. Only one time by 220. Now 110 I've had several times, but 220 one time, that was enough, and I'm lucky because it was on the back of my hand and not, you know, grabbing onto it with your hand, because your hand will clench up and you'll just hang on because you can't turn it loose.
Right. Well,
I've been shocked by a wet curling iron, but that's it.
Static electricity is her biggest
Awesome.
short.
Static I've had static electricity too, but yeah, no, that I'll leave that to you fine gentlemen to get all the shocking and the lightning and all that shit. I'll do that. Y'all can handle that.
That is correct. Do not hire me as an electrician. You can hire me as a comedian and say, hey, I got this electrical work to do. Yeah, I
wouldn't hire me as an electrician for sure.
Well, I tell you, they really do bring the cameras because there's very few jobs that I haven't sparked myself. You'd think I'd wise up, but it's a challenge. I don't know what it is. Like, I can do this. I know how to do. I'm not going to touch that. And inevitably something wrong.
Sometimes it's a little bit hairy.
I believe it.
Yeah, well, it's when you smell the burnt hair, you know you've done something wrong.
Ew. Oh my God, that reminds me, y'all. Smudge almost caught himself on fire the other day.
Who?
Smudge. My cat Smudge.
Oh.
How do you do that?
Yeah, I had a tea light burning by my computer. Okay. And it's kind of like a little desk area. Anyway, I went out of the room and I came back and I'm sitting there. And all of a sudden, because Smudge was up there, and I looked up and he's standing right next to that candle looking at me, and I'm smelling singed hair. And I'm like, oh my God, are you on fire? So I got up. He wasn't on fire, but his whole haunch on one of his sides, the hair was entirely singed. I'm like, Smudge. I had to brush him off, clean him up, and then that smell, that burnt hair smell. I was like, oh my God. But he's fine. I'm fine. We're all candles fine. But damn, yeah, he was just standing there getting
He just wanted to warm up a little bit.
Huh?
Oh, you know what that reminds me? Sorry, I've been talking about myself a lot. My parents, I was out in the back with a friend of mine, and my dad had brought home these big drums. They were cement drums. They're pipe fitting for sewage. But they were short, and one of them had a bunch of bugs in it. So my friend and I thought, oh, this would be cool. We'll burn the bugs. Threw gasoline in there, and I had a match, I didn't have a match. I dumped gasoline. I was watching the bugs getting ready to torch, and my friend threw the match in while my head was over it. So boom, I got hit in the face with a fireball. He laughed his head off and ran off, you know. So I went in the house, and my mom looked at me, and my hairline had receded 2 inches. I had no eyebrows or eyelashes. She goes, huh, had fun? And that was it, you know.
As long as it's not over first
Yeah, I'm
degree.
not bleeding. I can see. I
You were
wasn't
still
passed out.
standing and walking and talking. And
Right. It's one of those learning moments. She's like, "Yeah, okay, you're all right."
you're okay. God. Oh, burnt hair smell. Blech.
All right. It has been an hour, and I don't know how because we didn't plan anything. But let's talk. What's up for your weekend, Bob?
Nothing. I'm just gonna be hanging out, going to look at other people's streams, and hoping everybody has a good weekend.
All right.
Mhm.
R1.
The
What
one
happens
thing
if you get your book back?
Oh, if I get my book back, I'm good. If I get my book back, yeah, there is, like I said, for Jester's birthday, tomorrow night, there is a pub chats in honor of him on Steven's Rumble. I don't know if he's going to be, dual streaming it to YouTube or not, but it's definitely going to be on his Rumble. And there were some other streams that might be up in the air or not. I'm not sure, so I don't want to say those in case they're not going to happen. But that's the one thing that I do know. That's where I'm going to be tomorrow night. Come hell or high water, I'm going to be there either on my phone or with my new book. Either or, that's where I'm going to be. So.
Well, for me, this is a big deal. Tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Mary's Game Room, they're doing their charity event, and we're going to be playing Online Talisman. I love that game. Not necessarily the online one, but it's because I played it a little bit on my computer, and if you're listening, Mark and Mary, I do have all the additions to it, all the add-ons. So we'll be doing that for the charity. She was nice enough to say, "Hey, Adega, find out where we're gonna send our charity to this year." And it's actually a facility that my son used to use for most of his life when we were living in Michigan. Great people there.
That's
so I'm looking
awesome.
forward to that. I think that's Central 2:00 tomorrow. You have to check it, maybe 1:00. Maybe Mark's posting the time in chat. I got something else pulled up for the second. And then I'll be doing my regular thing on Sunday. It's been a little busy week, so we'll see if I can get it done. Those of you who follow my stuff, especially this newest book, and you think you know where it's going, you have no clue. And it's a very big book. And if you want any hint at it, there is a song that may give you a little bit of enlightenment of what's going to happen down the line. Weird band from England, they're old, The Prodigy. Look up the song Breathe. Listen to that, and then you'll probably go, oh, shoot, where the heck are we going? But no, that's it for me. I hope everyone had a good day. Any last words, anyone?
Have a great weekend, folks.
Bye, y'all. I mean, 1%. We made
And
it.
watch your cats to make sure they don't set fire to themselves.
And don't stick
Oh
a
my
hairpin.
God, I'm telling you.
And
The
don't
day is young, Adega.
in an electrical socket.
All right. Let's give all our best wishes to Loki that he gets power today.
Yes, absolutely. I hope he does. God, it's crazy.
All right. Catch you later.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.